This is Madam Mayhem, and you're on rockmusicstar.com.
Okay, Madam Mayhem, how are you doing today? Welcome to Buffalo.
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I'm really happy to be here in Buffalo.
That's great. Now, yesterday you just kicked off your tour with Mushroomhead, and you did it on their home turf of Cleveland. What was that experience like?
It was amazing. The crowd gave a great vibe, and it was really cool to be able to open up for a band like Mushroomhead. I was watching from the merch booth, just seeing their show. It's the first time I've actually ever seen them live. Was last night, and it was incredible. And the energy was just so great with the band and I on stage, and we just had a great time.
Now, how did the fans react to you? Probably a lot of them seeing you for the very first time.
Oh yeah, a lot of people came up and they seemed to be really responsive and digging it, and a lot of people were like, great to meet you, because we've never played in Cleveland before, so or Ohio for that matter, so a lot of people were just getting to know us, and luckily they liked us.
And as far as being being the opening act for Mushroomhead and knowing their theatrical background, did you feel in any way that you had to change your stage presentation or be any more theatrical to match them, or did you just wanted to do your own thing, so to speak?
Well, I think it really was more of just doing my own thing and not really worrying about it. I know we had spoken about is there anything we should do differently given the theatrical nature of Mushroomhead. However, we are very theatrical ourselves. We don't have as many stage props per se or things like that. But my performance, I love to go to the theatrical and go a little nuts, and we're all very like in your face, and that's just how our shows always are. So we actually stay true to what we do, and that's what we're gonna do. Not worrying about changing for anyone, no matter who we open for, and just staying true to what we do, and it's been working.
You have a newer CD out called Now That You Know. It was produced by Buffalo legend Billy Sheehan. What was it like working with Billy, and how did he get involved in the project?
Billy Sheehan is the greatest guy ever. Buffalo native. I've heard great things about Buffalo and all the people here, so I'm really excited to be playing here, first of all. But this album, Now You Know, is about all of my true stories and experiences, and Billy and I actually co-wrote almost all the songs together, and he produced it, so that was an amazing experience. And then we also added 3 songs that I co-wrote with Corey Lowry as well. But working with Billy is something that I will treasure forever and hope to be doing it again and again and again for time to come. He really let me express myself and really let me do the music that I want to do, which I'm thrilled about, and really let me take control while still putting his amazing talents to work. So I'm really thrilled about it, and he's been a mentor of mine for years, before we even started writing together. So when I was out in LA one time, we started writing, and every time I went back, started writing more and more, and we just decided to do a record, and luckily he liked my voice and we get along great, so it's been amazing.
Was it at all intimidating working with such a legend at this point in your career?
Yeah, it's not so much intimidating, but I definitely catch myself when we're working or writing or he's laying down some tracks. I'm staring, and it's just like this is where I am. And there's so many amazing guest artists on this record as well, and so just watching Billy or any of the other guys just play, and they're bringing the music that I want to create to life, and it's just something that's so special, and I definitely turn into a fangirl at times, just getting really excited about it.
Mm-hmm. Now, you recently just toured with Doro. How was that experience?
Touring with Doro was amazing. We got to share a bus together also, and her and the entire band are so awesome, and their crew, and our bands just got along great, and I think the fans really love those shows. We had a great time warming up the fans for Doro, and it was a great time. I wish it could have been longer.
And obviously, performing, opening up for Doro, what are some of your, I should say, female influences or heroes that you might have?
I mean, I've been influenced by many bands' music and people throughout the years, and definitely a female vocalist in metal is anyone who can really just kind of take that control is something that I respect and admire, like Doro, like Lita Ford, or, you know, Pat Benatar, you know, all of those people that kind of just did it and just kind of went for it. And that's something that I love, and I love that it's not necessarily about being a girl or a guy. It's just about playing the music that you love, and happens to be a chick singing it, you know?
Right. That's great.
You have a new video out called Monster for your new single. It's a really cool video. How was it wearing the straitjacket for the entire time?
Yeah, I don't know. I've always wanted to incorporate that in the straitjacket thing in a music video for a very long time, because I think when I'm writing, I'm really thinking about how I feel internally, and sometimes I just feel that kind of like trapped, like when you're trapped in a situation you can't get out, or people think you're nuts or insane when you want to do something or pursue your dreams or do something like this. So I really wanted to make sure that we could incorporate that, and these great guys, Industrialism Films, who Billy Sheehan actually works with as well on other projects, he referred me to them, and we worked together, and I said, I was like, I really want to get that, you know, expression out, and they got an authentic, legitimate straitjacket, and it was LA in a warehouse in the middle of July where we filmed it, and so it was hot and it was intense, but it was a lot of fun to film it, and all I have to say is I hope I don't get put in a loony bin anytime soon, because you can't even like scratch your nose, you know, like even if that thing's not like wrapped behind you, yeah, there's still no holes in those arms, so.
Right.
Yeah, let's hope that never happens.
Now you have some pretty elaborate wristbands that you're wearing right now. Have you ever injured yourself accidentally with that?
I mean, it's more like being careful that I don't accidentally injure others, you know, because I try, you know, it's just more, I just like spice and leather and lace and that whole look, and I have for my whole life, and these are just definitely heightened, and, you know, I've definitely pierced a person or two, band members not behaving or whatnot, but I try not to use them for violent purposes. Myself, no, they don't hurt me if you see, you know, from the inside. It's more like the other spikes that I wear around me, like my boots with the spikes in the back. I can't like kneel, like sit on my legs, because then stab yourself in the behind, and that's not good either. So you just got to be very aware of what you're doing. And I use my hands a lot, so a lot of people tend to stay away while I'm on stage and talking and whatnot, and whatever, it works for me. It's a good protective barrier when you're walking alone in New York City.
Okay, I want to discuss your beginnings. In 2012, you went to an audition that renowned legendary producer, songwriter Mark Hudson had. How did that go about? How did you get involved in you know, even knowing about this audition, and was it intimidating going in front of such a legend like Mark? Yeah,
you know, I always go to workshops and type of like programs and things like that in New York or LA or wherever I am, and especially when I finished school at University of Miami and I moved back to New York, that's what I was doing, whether it was, you know, a workshop, weekend experience type thing, whatever it was, if it's a thing, doesn't matter. And I went in, and I didn't actually know too much about too many of the people that were running it. And I mean, I knew who Mark Hudson was, and it was a lot of people in the room that were not necessarily trying to pursue this as a career for their life. I think it was more of just a learning and an experience type thing. So I walked in like this, just eager to learn, and I had my notes and everything, and he saw me there, and I was all prepared with all my, you know, lyrics and the key changes and everything, and he just kind of pulled me up on stage and in the room, and a bunch of other people came on, and we just did a jam, like a blues thing, and he was just like, play this chord and then just go. And it was, I did all this preparation, it was like, just wing it.
Wow.
And I did it, and it didn't suck. So it actually was really fun and really cool, and I nailed it, I guess, and we ended up working together, and that was an amazing experience too. Mark Hudson taught me a lot, and I will forever be grateful for that.
Yeah, he really got the ball rolling for you. It seems like, you know, ever since, you know, you got involved with him. I mean, do you think that he really was the catalyst that really got your, you know, career moving a little bit faster than most people?
I think he helped me to really discover who I was at a quicker pace than maybe I would have if I was doing it on my own. You know, I really did learn a lot from him and a lot of experiences and a lot about myself, you know, during the writing process and things like that with the first album. So I do really appreciate that, and he's a great guy, and so is everyone that I worked with on that project too. Everyone was awesome, and it was a great experience, and I think every record I do, I further develop and I kind of grow into who I really am, and I think this new record that I did with Billy is really a great representation of who I am now at this moment, and I think the last record was who I was trying to figure out where I was at that time, and I appreciate, you know, the opportunity to really have figured that out while doing that record with Mark.
Well, you just gave the perfect segue, because I wanted to ask, you know, listening to your earlier material, to me it had more of a, I guess, organic, kind of eclectic type sound to it. And now what you're doing is, you know, much more in your face, you know, real metal. You know, what was there, you know, a thought process of when you're, you know, going from album to album that you want to make these specific changes in your sound, or do you just feel like you're kind of progressing as a writer and you just, you know, go from A to B?
Well, I think I've always, when I started doing this, I knew that I wanted to do, you know, heavier hard rock with melodies and vocals, you know, and that's always what I wanted to do, and make it a bit modern with a bunch of eclectic influences. So I think the first album was a lot of me learning as a writer and having some great songs come out of it, and I think just, you know, gaining more experience and really getting to know who I am as myself in my 20s now, you know, finally figuring it out. I think now is really the evolution of this is who I want to be and where I want to be musically as a writer and as a performer, and I think I finally got to the genre, you can say, within a genre of where I wanted to be. So I think it was really just like a growing type of thing, and I don't think it was an intentional change. I just knew, even from when we did the first record, that I wanted to evolve into doing something more like Now You Know, to really express myself in that way, because that's the music that I love.
And do you feel that with your music that what you're trying to do is hone in on a specific sound that you have now, or do you feel that throughout your career you're always going to want to be evolving and kind of maybe changing or tweaking your sound?
Oh yeah, I think it's always going to be an evolution in a way. It's always still going to be hard rock and a little bit of metal, and it's always going to have those vocals and melodies, because that's what I do and that's what I know how to do and that's what I love. But it will always evolve. It will never be the same song over and over and over again, or the same thing. I'm always looking to add new elements and incorporate new things, and I think as I grow, my writing will grow. As my experiences, you know, change, then so will the music, and hopefully it'll just keep getting better and better and better as we go.
And with your writing, are you doing a lot of writing yourself and with the band, or do you still use outside writers with your material?
I think whenever I get a chance to not be either on the road or working in some form, I'm always writing. So I do a lot on my own, and then I also do a lot with co-writers. I love co-writing because it makes you be honest, because there's another person in that room and they will call you out. If you guys have a good enough bond, like I had with Billy and I have with Corey Lowry as well, they'll let you feel comfortable enough to really just spill your guts and just tell your truth, and then musically, you know, kind of create the kind of sounds and the vibes that you want to do. So I love that, and I consistently write on my own, and I'm still writing with other writers as well.
What is more gratifying for you, performing live on stage in front of like thousands of people, or writing that song that you think is just amazing?
I love live performance. I love writing, and I love the recording process, and writing is also really therapeutic. So it's like when you get that song and you're just like in your car and you're listening back from what you recorded in the studio or what you wrote, and you're like, yes, that's the exact feeling I was trying to just get out there. It's really exciting, and I love that. But at the same time, ever since I was born, I just have a passion for performing. It could be 1,000 people, it could be 2 people. but me being on the stage is where I am the most comfortable and the most happy, and it's been that way for as long as I can remember, whether it was me doing, musical theater or opera or, whatever it was, or hard rock or metal, and that will always be, I think, my number one love and passion is performing live.
Was there a particular moment, or was it a gradual thing where you became a student from the University of Miami to who you are right now?
Pretty sure I was who I am right now then, and I just, I wanted to just hone my craft, so I learned a lot about, composition and took more classes in opera training and being able to train my voice, but I knew from an early age that I wanted to, sing rock and metal, and that I wanted to do this and be on a bus and tour, and I knew that's what I wanted to do. So I think everything else was just a step in order to perfect that craft.
And obviously we already spoke about, people that you've already collaborated with. Are there other musicians that you're looking forward to, or you got your eye on, that you want to work with, like for, the next record? Or...
there are so many people I would love to work with now, could be anyone, like, I don't even know where to start. I love the guys that I've worked with over the years, so if I could work with any of them again, that would be ideal, because we all work so well together now. But whether it's Trent Reznor, who's amazing, or doing a duet with David Draiman, or things like that, those would be great too. So you never know, and whenever there's an opportunity, I will surely take it.
All right, let's just wrap this up. What do you have, this tour that you're on currently, and this goes for like a month or so. What are your plans after that?
Hopefully more shows. I'm still co-writing with actually some other people at the moment, and some people that I've co-written with before. So always writing and always keeping my mind going, and hopefully we will have more dates to announce shortly once this thing wraps up. So everyone should keep an eye out on madammayhem.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.